Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome to another Rumble tournament. We got a great one here for you. Brandon and Nova Wraith. That is right. And I'm telling you, Nova Wraith is I have picked Nova Wraith to win it all. I have said his team is elite, but you cannot underestimate Team Brandon. Team Brandon M has really took down some big opponents here and is one away from the finale. Of course, we've already determined one half of that finale. Now we are going to determine the second half. So Joel Miller kicking things off. And number 2 is Nightmare Bonnie. So Five Nights at Freddy's. You gotta love it. And like I said, Nova Wraith has a pretty sick team. However, Brandon has a good team too. And anything can happen. I mean, you could always get the unluck of the draw. That's a possibility. You could get a bad number. But, yeah, Nightmare Bonnie and Joel Miller kicking things off. And as they're eliminated, I will tell you what team they're a part of. And it's basically all horror except for 2 people. So Brandon has Gordon Ramsey and Quan Chi on his team. And of course, they're not part of that genre. You could argue Quan Chi is, but honestly, he's not technically. Even though he has some very scary elements to himself. And speaking of the devil, and he shall appear, Quan Chi is number 3. So yeah, I like Quan Chi. I think Quan Chi's a cool villain. I don't like I almost said Shang-Chi, goodness. Shang Tzu. I don't like Shang Tzu. And we'll see who's coming in next. And it is going to be Kaneki. I probably mispronounced that. I do not care. You know, I don't care. A lot of people get mad when you mispronounce Lord of the Rings or anime. Get over it. Get over it. There was a big thing going around. People getting mad about Lord of the Rings because someone criticized the character. It wasn't me, but like for real, it's not even like a main character. It's like that one guy that gets poisoned by Saruman. Or whatever his name is, probably butchered that. Don't care. I don't like that character. He does break dances in the floor. Do not care about that character. I think his name's Theodon or something. People get worked up over that guy. I don't get it. You know, when I think of what it means to be a man, Aragon is the best, or Oregon, whatever you want to call him, is the best example. Because, you know, he gives all these great speeches and he's a really great character. And we got the Pale Man at number 6. Very disgusting looking, the Pale Man is. And, yeah. Great character by Del Toro, though. Yeah, I butcher all the Lord of the Rings characters' names. I don't care. I could say Gollum, I could say Frodo, and obviously I can say Sam. But some of the other guys, like Saruman or whatever his name is, I could care less. And especially some of the orcs. If you ever see some of the orcs' names, they're really crazy. Number 7 is Shorty from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Shorty is in the house. That's what a lot of rappers call their girlfriend, Shorty. I never understood that. Like, I remember when I was a kid growing up, and I was in high school, like, there would be all kinds of songs, especially with T-Pain, where they would constantly say Shorty. And I guess the girl's shorter than them, but is she so short that you have to say it? I mean, what What are we doing here? I just never understood it. I'm sure there's all kinds of meanings behind it, but Brandon loses his first one. I redid the list, so that way I don't have to look through all the markings and all that. So this should be a little bit easier, and I've memorized most of the teams. I basically know probably 10 out of 15 on both sides, and then the other 10 I'll have to figure out. But, I've basically gotten used to them because I've already seen them twice in action. And Quan Chi, still alive. Wow. So only one loss so far. And number 9 is Art the Clown, my favorite clown. My favorite clown. The clown that is not afraid to cross the line. And they did some, interviews, and the guy that plays him says there's a couple lines he won't cross. But I think at that part nobody would want to watch it. But there is a couple lines he won't cross, thank goodness. And they're lines that most people would find very taboo. So that at least he's got that going for him. But still a very despicable character. I'm so psyched for Terrifier 4. And I can't wait to watch Terrifier 3 around Christmas time. Nothing like a great Christmas movie. Between that and Die Hard, I don't know what's better. But both are outstanding Christmas movies. And as for the worst Christmas movie, it's got to be The Polar Express. That pile of garbage. But also I actually don't like The Grinch. I do not like The Grinch. And I don't like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer either. Man, I don't like anything Christmas. Besides like Home Alone or Elf. And I think if we would have to go, It's a Wonderful Life is one of the best Christmas movies. It has a great message to it. But all these other, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Grinch crap, they can go somewhere. I hate the whole idea that you pick on me my whole entire life, and then when you need me, I come through and save the day. I don't like that. I think the Grinch should have stole Christmas. I think he should have got out of Dodge. Forget Cindy Lou, Who, or whatever. And first of all, I'm going to go on a little tirade and a rant, and I got to keep track of people. But Joel Miller is going to be a loss for Brandon. But I do have to go on a little bit of a rant. I mean, let's just face the facts, okay? They don't like the Grinch because he's green and he's hairy. Have they looked at their nose? I think they need plastic surgery. There is something literally wrong with their nose, and they're judging this guy. Because he's green? It's like, your nose is all messed up. How can you judge it? And then Rudolph is such a doormat where, I would have told Santa Claus, you let these reindeers bully me and pick on me. I'm not using my nose to give you a light. You can go wreck. That's what I would have told him. And maybe that's why I don't have any Christmas movies. Because all of mine would end horrible. But yeah, it's like, for real. You let all these reindeers pick on me. And you're their boss. And you didn't stand up for me? Give me a break. I'll let those kids go with that. You probably got them a bunch of iPhones anyway. But anyway, Evil Ash is out. That's going to be a loss for Nova Wraith, and I got to be careful. I really have to, because I'm getting a little bit worked up over Christmas stuff, which I shouldn't be, you know. But, yeah, I really, Christmas is one of my least favorite months. I mean, favorite holidays. I also don't like Mariah Carey's song. It's horrible. If you worked in retail, you know my pain. All the Christmas songs are horrible, except for the Drummer Boy. It's got a little rhythm that I like. But everything else is horrible. And Shorty has been eliminated, so that's going to be a loss for Brandon. So there goes Shorty. Yeah, I remember all those T-Pain songs where he used to say that. There was even a song called that with T-Pain in it, and I think his name was, I always wanted to call him Piles. And Nightmare Bonnie is done, so that's going to be a loss for Nova Wraith. So this could be close. We'll see what happens. I'm seeing both teams already in. So there's still a long ways to go, and Richard Braintree just got here, and now he's leaving. So that's going to be a loss for Brandon. I didn't even notice him arrive. Yeah, Richard Braintree. One of the coolest names ever. Imagine having that name. And Art the Clown's done, so that's going to be a loss for Nova Wraith. So both teams have lost a few. I think one team has one more than the other right now. And as for who already is in here, it looks like a lot of one team. And Leon's number 12. We got Mr. X and Nemesis together. And that's what Brandon's team has, is that Nemesis and Mr. X combination. Very great combination, and it can do a lot of damage. And Quan Chi has been eliminated, so that's going to be a loss for Brandon. And 13 is Sam. It's not green eggs and ham Sam. It's Sam from Trick or Treat. I don't like Dr. Seuss books. I mean, I need to go on like this tirade of all the stuff that I absolutely despise. Leon's still alive. And we got the regenerator. So gross. Cannot stand that thing. Just brings, of course Leon's in at the same time. What's the odds? Oh man, I have so many bad memories with that thing. Wow, a double team by Nemesis and Sam. That's crazy. And Jack is back at 15 from The Shining. And Sam, if Sam goes for the charge here, he's going to have to go full way. And we finally have Gordon here. So I have to admit, he kind of could go in the horror genre. He could. I mean, imagine if he had a horror movie. That would be crazy. I mean, Hell's Kitchen is like a horror movie. I would hate to be in that kitchen. I would hate to be. That'd be the worst job ever. Getting yelled at by him. He's the worst person to get yelled at by. But I used to love Hell's Kitchen, and I think he's kind of, calmed down a little bit because of the whole him going berserk and hurting people's feelings and stuff. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he can't last at all in here. He ain't going to make it here. So he's finished. That's going to be a loss for Brandon. Got to make sure to keep track of these too, because you miss one and it can mess you up pretty bad. Brandon has a few in here, but so does Wraith has a couple also. But Brandon has a lot more, so the count's not looking good for him. Hellman, oh my goodness, he just baited Pinhead. Oh, what a nice bait. And Sam is done too. That's going to be a loss for both teams. Talk about baiting somebody, and you know how, frail he is. I'm actually shocked that he got that, but you cannot underestimate the Pale Man. He has eyes in his hands. So that's always been a crazy concept. And we got Big Daddy in the house. All right. BioShock. I really need to sit down and play those again. I got a little bit frustrated at number 1. And I played Infinite and beat Infinite, but number 1 frustrated me a lot. But Infinite was good. I remember I got it open like the first day it came out, and I beat it, but then there was nothing to do after. So it was kind of like not worth the price. But it was a good game. And Wolfman's number 19. So we got the Wolfman in the house. And one of Brandon's best. I think he's one of Brandon's best. Besides, of course, Nemesis and Mr. X, which I do not... Did I miss Mr. X? I think I might have. That would be a loss for Brandon. I'm pretty sure he was already in here. And, because... We'll see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Nemesis and Leon are fighting. We got 20's Bendy. Bendy at 20. I've never played this game, but I've heard nothing but great things. And the Pale Man is done. I'm telling you, the Pale Man and the Regenerator are like almost the same person. It's almost, I mean, there's a little bit of difference in the color texture, but I mean, the Regenerator is more gray. And that's going to be a loss for Brandon. So Brandon's losing quite a few, and he's got quite a few in here also. So it's not a great start for Team Brandon. And there goes Leon. So Bendy takes care of Leon. That's going to be another loss for Brandon. And number 21 is Malachi. So according to what I have, Brandon should have like 5 left. And that's not good because like a few of them are in here already. I'm counting, at least 3. Yeah, out of 5. Which is crazy. So we'll see what happens. I hope we don't get a landslide here. I really don't. I really want a close one. And I'm not underestimating Brandon's team, but this Nova Wraith team, man, is just probably one of the best picked teams ever. On paper, they're one of the best ever. But you never know. Anything can happen here. Number 22 is the Cyclops. Oh, man. Wow. I think this is like a sci-fi movie, too. I think that's the version. I can't really tell. But it looks like that movie from sci-fi with that one guy that played in the Dark Knights in it. I forget his name. Eric Roberts? Yeah, it's Eric Roberts. It looks like that Cyclops movie, but I don't recall him having a horn. So... And there goes Jack, so that's going to be a loss for Nova Wraith. And Brandon definitely needed that elimination. It hasn't looked good so far for his team. And he's still got a little ways to go. And I believe, at least 2 to 3 people in here are his. Yeah, it'd be 3. And Malachi's still alive. Cyclops still in. I'm telling you, Nova Wraith's team is a powerhouse. It's just an absolute powerhouse. And got a lot of super heavyweights. Of course, Brandon has Nemesis, Mr. X. He's got a lot of good ones, too. And the Regenerator is finished. That's going to be a loss for Brandon. And number 23 is the Collector. I don't know why he's called this. I don't know if it's part of the lore or if someone just made that up. I don't ever recall the Collector being called that, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. And this is big. So Cyclops has been eliminated by Big Daddy. And also, it looks like somebody else. Oh, wow, the Collector's already gone. Brandon really needed that. And looks like Nemesis is gone also. So yeah, it looks like Brandon has 3 left. Which is not good. I mean, Nova Wraith has about 8, if my count is correct. And 24 is Freddy. Freddy coming in at 24. And you're going to see some Nova Wraith here. He's basically got this whole entire ring, minus the Wolfman. He's got everyone in here, so maybe he'll even out at the end. That's all Brandon can hope for at this point. He still has 2 people left besides Wolfman, and they're both clowns, which makes even things more interesting. And 25 is Black Phillip, everyone's favorite goat. Bendy. Oh, man. Bendy hanging on. Big Daddy saved him. Big Daddy's been in here for a while. And we got RJ McReady. We did have to switch this one out. We did have another one, I think, in the first round, but I couldn't find him. So we have to use this version. And it's like a double character. So, sorry about that, but that's how things have to go sometimes. And I hate when that happens. That's one of my pet peeves when it comes to doing these things. And I'll tell you, I had a very bad experience with Chip Hazard, where I couldn't find him at all. And then what do? You have to stick with that account and hope it doesn't go down. And he got eliminated early in the last tournament. And Jason's number 27. Oh my goodness. So the fact that Brandon's final 2 haven't come in yet is a little bit of a breath of hope. But, I mean, we still have a long ways to go here. Oh, we got Freddy versus Jason. Awesome. Cool. And Bendy. Uh-oh. And there goes RJ McReady. It's going to be a loss for Nova. Yeah, I know Nova Wraith has one left out, in the locker room right now, and it's a big bad. So, Brandon does have 2 that have not come out, and Nova Wraith only has 1. So, I think 2 out of 3 of those are very good to have in the finals. And Black Phillip's done. So he got charged this time around. And that's going to be a loss for Nova. Malachi's trying to hang in there. He doesn't know what to do. He's just outgunned. He's just trying to hang in there and save himself. And Bendy's had a couple times where he could have left the building also. But he somehow survived, which is a miracle. And we got Victor Crowley at 28. So Brandon is going to get 29 and 30, which is a big relief for his team. But will it be enough? It's still a long ways to go. But all he needs to hope for is if Nova Wraith's team can eat one another and destroy one another, he might have a chance. And 29 is Pennywise, the dancing clown. So, yeah, that's probably the best clown of the 2 that Brandon has. There goes Malachi. So that's going to be a loss for Nova. Nova's starting to catch up. He should have only 5 left. And it's about to change. But Freddy I'm telling you, Big Daddy is cleaning house. So, yeah, now it's like a 1-point difference all of a sudden. So, Nova Wraith should have 4 left, and Brandon should have 3, if my count is correct. And it looks like it is. Because Nova's got Victor, Big, Jason, and Bendy. Yeah. Oh, there goes the Wolfman now. And Brandon loses a big piece in his arsenal. He's got 2 left now. But he's still, number 30 still hasn't arrived. And it's not a big factor, but being 30 can cause some damage. And there goes Bendy. Uh-oh. That's a loss for Nova, so he's only got 3, and Brandon's got 2. The second person's about to come out at number 30. So it's actually closer than I thought it would be. And Big Daddy, oh my goodness. And number 30 is Twisty, and just like that, it's a 2v2. Jason has been robbed left and right in this tournament. And we are down to 4. 2 from Brandon, 2 from Nova. It can't get any better than this. And Brandon really needed the final 2. He's got the final 2. 29 and 30. So we'll see what happens. Big Daddy's been in here the longest, and he's going to be tough to beat. Because he's Big Daddy. And, of course, Nova also has Victor Crowley, who has been on championship teams. He was on that DJ team a couple years back. So we'll see what happens. Who is going to go to the finale? Oh, Pennywise almost clocked Big Daddy there. Came really close, but could not finish the job. And the clowns are turning on one another. And all the clowns just saved the other clown. Wow. So Twisty and Pennywise. 2 clowns. We had Art earlier. He was on the other team. Oh, what a counter by Victor Crowley. This has been a long one. It's been pretty long so far. We still have 4 left. But it's gonna. There's a couple factors here. Is both teams gonna implode on one another? And Big Daddy, is he going to? He's been in here since the teens. So will that, give him some fatigue? Or, anything can happen at this point. But it is a 2v2. That's what I like to see, though. And I know it wasn't balanced throughout, but it ended up being pretty balanced in the end. You can never be perfect on this. Oh, if Big Daddy can flip him. Oh my goodness, that's big. And that's big. And so Brandon has Twisty left, and Twisty just got his neck snapped. So, I don't know how much Twisty's got left. in him. And Big Daddy now just squeezing the juice out of him like an orange. And look at Victor Crowley posing. I'm telling you, this team is cocky. If Twisty could pull it off, it would be an absolute miracle. I do not think he's as strong as Pennywise. So all he needs to do is, I don't know who's going to get rid of Big Daddy. And Victor's still in, though. And Twisty. The counter. It's done. Nova Wraith is going to the finale. Wow. Twisty tried his best, but he got countered, and he had no chance with that slingshot of a throw. And, Nova Wraith's going to the finale. I told you all, and I didn't do this ahead of time. I told you all that Nova Wraith can win it all. I mean, he still has one more step to go, and it's definitely a David versus Goliath match. And David could hit Goliath with the rock. That is always a possibility. But I'm telling you, this might be one of the best teams I've ever seen. And I've said that about teams before, though, and they got eliminated the first round. So that doesn't always mean anything. But this team, whether, if they lose one guy in the beginning, they got the other one to back them up. And look at these two. They're both juggernauts alone. So it's just amazing what this team has done, and they have been dominant. And Brandon's team tried, but, maybe if they would have had Nemesis and Mr. X toward the end, they would have had a shot. And we are down to 2. Oh, man, Big Daddy, though. Uh-oh. He's got Victor. Oh, good counter. Good counter. We'll see who wins for Nova, but Nova's already submitted his way into the finale. I'm telling you, this team is something special. And Victor could be done here. Oh. He had no chance. I mean, Big Daddy dominated this. He started like 18, 17, around there. He dominated. And, he's going to get to point at the sign, guys. Yeah, that's right. Big Daddy, you're going to WrestleMania. And it will take place at the Great Rapture, or whatever that place is called. What a performance by Big Daddy. And recently, I mean, he wasn't good the last couple, times he was in. He really didn't do much. This time, he was Big Daddy. The last couple times, he hasn't been really great, so I don't know what got into him. But he dominated. And it's going to be Nova Wraith in the finale. Who's going to win the finale is the question. I haven't done the finale, obviously, but I'm picking Nova Wraith to win it all. And I've said that earlier. His team is pretty outstanding. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Thanks.